Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the Minions 4 Multiplayer Showdown, episode 36, turn 49 for our series. Sabouts playing the Air More, or Ashen Empire, and this is pretty much the last turn. So we're going to go through it and all these different battles that happened and whatnot. And we'll do a little bit of a conclusion. I believe that we will get a chance to look at turn 50. We should. We're not entirely sure yet how it's all going to play out, but we should get a chance to look at turn 50, but nobody will be really submitting because this is kind of the last turns. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. We've got a Bishop Fish, which has claimed the lower throne in the name of Tortuga San. There was a battle in Scythia, so we'll go ahead and we'll actually view. We're going to watch these different battles. Looks like it's a handful of forces against my pretty much unstoppable army. We did put our mages up in the front here, and we can see already the effects of that as the undead units are now spawning up in the front instead of the back. Which, I mean, you can see how many of them are in spawning. It makes it literally just an endless wave of undead. So now instead of me losing the bulk of my forces, all these undead units that are summoned will be the ones that get lost. And he's summoning undead units as well, a lot of them actually, but I don't think that he's going to summon even nearly as much as I've got coming out. I have at least 3 times more mages. We've got this going on here. What are these? Just long dead units. Just a little bit different. Oh, they're long dead. They're vined. Okay, that's what they are. Alright, he's got an army of soulless warriors clashing with me. You can see he's got some forces up here in the front holding the line. I lost a couple whites there. I saw that. Oh, I just love it though. I love that I have so many forces. They smash up against this line here, and then they just collapse around the sides of it as they just bleed around into the main force. Like, these guys just are absolutely nothing compared to the ball. I mean, look at it. It's just literally an endless wave. Just an endless freaking wave of undead. And he can summon a few more undead units, but it's going to do him no good at this point. These forces, unfortunately for Tortuga, these forces will not escape. There's no way they would escape. Most of them have already become entrapped, and these guys might not even escape. If they don't turn around and run now, they're doomed. They're some brave units to stand and face an army of this magnitude. And it looks like they will fall before it's already too late. Yeah, as their morale's already starting to collapse, but it's a little too late for that. Alright, so we won that battle pretty much with ease. If we actually go and take a look, I lost barely any units, 42. More units than him, so, but putting those mages in the front definitely helped. Then we had a battle here, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was just me just moving into an empty Vanheim territory. I remember setting that up. And then there was the fortress battle, which we'll watch. So this is us actually storming the fortress where the throne is. There's a decent defense here, not a large defense, but the wall always makes it tough because you get bottlenecked right in here, which is, let me pause this. This is especially difficult for undead units because my units are so weak that where I really excel, and we've seen this a lot in various battles, is when my units collapse into the enemy, the outermost flanks of my army always fold around in sort of a pincer, and that's what ultimately leads to, you know, a pretty crushing defeat. In a situation like this, you don't get that because I've got to get through this bottleneck, so if he can hold this gate here, holding the fortress can sometimes be pretty easy for small forces such as this one, because if they can hold this gate, and they can force me to kind of, my forces the bottleneck, they can take out my weak skeletons one at a time. The only issue they'll have is when my lictors meet that front right there, because my lictors are pretty beastly, and then the behemoths here, or even the mummy, the Heartless of the Divine Mummy. So, okay, let's watch. See how it goes. Oh, well, unfortunately his forces came to meet me on the battlefield, which is their first mistake. Because they're gonna fall very quickly. The behemoth finally getting in there and doing a little bit of trampling before it was ultimately taken out. There we go, though. Now the bottleneck is starting to form up. And you can see how it's already affecting me. I'm trying to push into that gate there, but you know, his units there just keep filtering in and forming a nice block. But luckily my mage is actually spawning in most of these units. I can actually see them get spawned in right here. See, there's 3 of them that popped in. So luckily the only forces I'm losing are those ones. Oh, and he's actually in a retreat, which sucks because he was doing a pretty good job. Oh, my mages are managing to spawn skeletons inside. So that's ultimately what led to the retreat, because he actually had skeletons spawning behind his walls. So that really doomed him there. A magically enlarged ant. So yeah, this is going to be rough for him now. Pretty much got free reign to sack his entire... I wish there was actually, like, buildings in here, but... There we go. So we actually won that battle, and then we bought that Whispering Legion. Which, whatever. Wow, actually... It gave us some ghosts, but it gave us this, like, insanely... crazy spectral mage. Not that powerful, but he came with a lot of gems. Which really doesn't do us any good. I'm wondering if this force is going to move on me. And then I had this army here, which can't be joined by anybody else, so... Just a completely worthless force. And then, can I set my Prophet to claim this throne? Claim Throne of Ascension. Hey, I'm gonna end the game with a throne. Look at all the gems I've got. I haven't been able to really use them. All right. So I guess that concludes this turn. There's really nothing else. I am gonna claim a throne here, so that is good. The Throne of Winter. So I will get 1 throne. And that'll be the end. So at least I do get to claim a throne. And then on top of that, I will not be able to claim this throne, but I will own the province. That doesn't make a difference, but it makes me feel good on the inside. If I wanted to, if the game kept going on, honestly, if the game kept going on right now, I could actually push into Tortuga's territory and probably wipe him out. I actually could grow pretty powerful pretty quickly if I really... I think if the game continued to play out as it stands now that I know how powerful my army is and whatnot, I mean, I've lost a lot of forces, but I've also, you know, if I set all my mages to get more lictors, and if you click, I've got, you know, a lot of forces on standby ready to go, and rejoin. So, I mean, if I really wanted to, I probably could, you know, if the game kept going, I bet I could have taken at least up to here. I could have taken this throne and taken at least up to here and secured a fairly large dominion, but unfortunately the game has to have an end. This would have gone all year. This could have gone 2 years if we had let it play it out. So eventually putting the turn 50 cap I think was a good idea, because it at least guaranteed a conclusion, because there's so many people in this game that somebody dominating the whole area is just not practical, I guess. But that's the end of my turn, guys. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I think we may have, if we don't have a turn 50 conclusion where we look at the map, I think we're going to. I think Wade Star said that we should get our turns back and be able to look at them and do one more final episode. So I'll probably do just a final episode overlooking everything. But if we don't do that, I want to thank you all for joining me for the series. It's been a lot of fun. For those of you following along, I'll be playing Dominions 4 by myself and some single player campaigns over... Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I apologize. I'll be playing some single-player Dominions 4 as well as some Conquest of Elysium over the course of the rest of the year into the beginning of next year. Hopefully gearing up for another Dominions 4 multiplayer game. And stuff like that. So we'll be gearing up for some other stuff and getting all ready. But yeah, I definitely want to get some more single-player games and just to try some stuff out. And maybe I'll do some multiplayer games too if I found, you know... if I did like a live stream and got a bunch of people together, I think that'd be cool too. If that's something anybody be interested in, let me know. Maybe we can get like, I know we probably wouldn't finish a game You know, but if we did like a, 4-hour live stream or something, people jumped in and played. I don't know. So something to think about. With that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.